For the start of Unit 4, we are going to be talking about simple interest. So we're going to calculate the simple interest of earnings, principal, rate, and time. So first, what is interest? So basically, when you're borrowing money, interest is the percentage that you are charged for borrowing the money. So in other words, when you borrow money, it is not free. Okay, different banks are going to charge you different interest rates for borrowing the money. And the longer it takes you to pay back the money that you owe, ultimately, the more interest you're going to be paying. So here is our interest formula. Okay, and what do all those words mean? So first, interest is how much you are paying for borrowing the money from a bank or wherever you're borrowing money from. Okay, the principal is the amount of money you borrowed. The rate is the interest rate expressed as a decimal. So remember, every time that we plug a percentage into an equation, we need to make sure we plug it in as a decimal. And the last thing is time. Okay, and the important thing about time, so this is how long the money is borrowed, but it has to be in years. Okay, so the short way to remember this formula is I equals PRT. The interest equals the principal times the rate times the time. All right, let's look at some examples. I'll keep the formula on there for the time being. So it says Rendell's parents borrow $6,300 from the bank for a new car. The interest rate is 6% per year. How much simple interest will they pay if they take 2 years to repay the loan? Okay, so we need 3 things in order to use the interest formula. I need the principal, the rate, and the time. So if I kind of look at this cheat sheet over here, I equals the principal, which is the amount of money borrowed. So it says Rondell's parents borrowed $6,300. So this number right here is your principal. And then it says the interest rate is 6%. So this is my interest. And again, we have to write that as a decimal. So that's going to be 0.06. And then the last thing I need is the time. So it says, how much simple interest will they pay if it takes 2 years to repay the loan? So this is our time. It's going to take 2 years. So I equals PRT. So my principal is 6,300. My rate is 0.06. And my time is 2 years. So plug that in my calculator. And I get that I'm going to pay $756 in interest. Okay, so for borrowing $6,300, if it takes you 2 years to pay all that money back, you are paying an additional $756 in interest. Okay, so you are not paying back $6,300. You're paying back $6,300 plus $756 for interest. So like we said before, borrowing money is not free. All right, let's try another one. Derek's dad bought new tires for $900 using his credit card. So when you use a credit card, you're borrowing money, okay? His credit card has an interest rate of 19%. If he has no other charges on his card and does not pay his balance off at the end of the month, how much will he owe after 1 month? Okay, so this one's a little bit trickier. So it says he bought the new tires for $900. That's the principal. That's how much you borrowed because you put it on your credit card. Our interest rate is 19%. So this is our interest, and that's going to be 0.19 once I change it to a decimal. Now, the reason I said this one's a little bit tricky is because the time. So it says, how much will he owe after 1 month? So 1 month is the time. The problem being, remember all the way up here, we said our time always has to be in years. Okay, so if I'm talking about 1 month in terms of a year, there's 12 months in a year. So this is therefore going to be 1/12 of a year. So therefore, for my time, I need to use 1/12. So that's a little bit tricky. So my interest is equal to principal times rate times time. So my principal was $900. My interest rate was 0.19. And my time in years is 1/12. Okay, so when I plug that in my calculator, I get $14.25. All right, now this question says, how much will he owe after 1 month? Okay, this is the interest he owes. But in order to find the total amount that he owes, he has to take the $900 that he borrowed and add the interest that he is being charged for borrowing the money. So the total that he owes is actually going to be $914.25. Okay, so again, borrowing money is not free. Derek only borrowed $900, but since he didn't pay that back before the end of the month, now he has to give them back $914.25. Okay, he was charged $14.25 for borrowing that money. All right, one more for today. It says an office manager charged $425 worth of office supplies on a charge card with an interest rate of $9 or 9.9%. How much money will he owe if he makes no other charges on the card and he does not pay off the balance at the end of the month? Okay, so this one's very similar to the other one. We're using a credit card, and again, a credit card is borrowing money. It's not like a debit card where it's linked directly to your bank account and it's using the money that you already have. A credit card is you borrowing money. So the office manager charged $425. This is our principal. Okay, our interest rate is 9.9%. So that's actually going to be 0.099. And then again, we're looking at the end of 1 month. And we talked about how this is the time, but since our time, according to our formula, has to be in years, 1 month is only 1/12 of a year. Okay, so first we have to find our interest, just like the one above, and then we have to find the total amount owed. So our interest equals our principal times our rate times our time. So plug that in my calculator. And I got that I'm being charged $3.51. So to find my total owed, I'm going to take the original $425 that I spent and add the amount that I'm being charged for borrowing the money, which was $3.51, And so the total amount owed after 1 month is $428.51.